Hey Taurus, I hope you guys are doing great today. So, I always look at the astrology real quick, even when I'm doing an energy read. This is going to be for your first week of August, 1st through 7th. And, I'll pick up a couple of things. And, I guess I was saving, I say, I'll do a separate astrology video. No way. Too much is going on, like right now, like from the get-go. I might do full astrology reports, separate as we get more into the month. But I need to give you guys a heads up. I never do this, but I printed out a copy of a chart. This is just the general chart. This is not including houses and all of that. I want to show you guys like what is going on and then get a little more specific for what Taurus and Taurus alone is going to be dealing with for this month. So if you guys are not into listening to the astrology part, just fast forward until I start pulling the cards. I'm not going to timestamp this, guys. That takes so much extra time and I just don't have it in my schedule right now. This was sort of impromptu, so not really prepared, but I think you guys might learn a lot from what's going to be going on. So big deal on August 3rd. Yeah, we have the full moon in Aquarius. Okay, so we have full moon in Aquarius, but it happens to be opposing. It's at 11 degrees. So those of you who know your chart, see where you have Aquarius at 11 degrees. Also see where you have Leo at 11 degrees because they're opposing each other. We're going to talk about what that means, and we're going to talk about how these two guys are in conjunct with Uranus. I'm going to break it down so it's not confusing astrology talk, okay? But I want you guys to notice, like here, we have Capricorn, Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, right? Like the three oldest signs. And then we have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, then the younger signs, right? So it's like something is coming to fruition, culmination, maturity. Something is brimming to the top, guys. No joke. This August 3rd full moon is the beginning of it. I'm not even going to say this next cycle of our life, the next chapter, all this cheesy crap that we all say right on here. No, seriously, energetically, you're going to feel it is the beginning of a whole new everything for all of us. Now, obviously, where these energies are going to be in your own chart, it's going to be specific to you in that way. But let's just talk on a general level, first of all, having to do with the full moon, okay? So when we have the full moon in Aquarius, the full moon is what we're just going to have all of this brimming energy. Something is really coming to the top. The moon is, I feel. The moon is, I cultivate. I nurture, right? And it's this feeling that's just brimming to the top. It's full, and it's there. It's opposing the moon and the sun are looking at each other. And it's this illumination, and it just can't be contained anymore. When we're talking about Aquarius, we're talking about this feeling of, I want to be different. I want to do something different. I want to focus on my future. I want to, right? Because it's ruled by Uranus, which we're going to talk about in a moment. But it's about doing something different, out of the box, individuation. It has to do with what makes you uniquely you and focusing on that and not wanting to compromise on what that even means for you, right? But now it's opposing Leo, the sun in Leo, and the sun is all about cultivating the landscape through which we grow, and Leo is the landlord of the 5th house, which rules it's a lot. It rules our creativity. It rules our children. It rules our entrepreneurial endeavors. It rules our hobbies and things that we love to do. It rules our love affairs, guys. It rules our boyfriend-girlfriend relationships. It rules what we do on the Monday through Sunday with our partner. It rules the act of sex. It rules a lot, okay? So these are opposing each other of this brimming, I want to do something different going into the future, but it's opposing this idea of, it's opposing my creativity. It's opposing what I really want to bring to myself. But this is necessary because this opposition is creating this tension so that you can look at it closer. And if that's not powerful enough, we have these inconjuncts. And what an inconjunct means is whatever planet it's happening in, right? It's three houses, three signs away. There is this tension created that you can't talk yourself out of. You can't think yourself out of it. You can't do anything like that. It requires action. And there needs to be action in both of these areas, okay? Both of these areas. So when we're talking about Uranus in Taurus, Taurus is the landlord of the second house of resources and what we value. It has to do with money. It has to do with everything that we value, though, beyond money. That we value things that we put in our mouth. We value our food. We value our family. We value our surroundings. We value our life, right? These are everything. And Uranus is all about the future. And it's like a trailblazer. It's let's go and do something different. So this truly is like stepping into the next portal of our lives. And I feel almost silly saying that, because that's not, I'm a very realistic reader. I kind of like to keep it, in the basic, pragmatic language here. But I have to tell you, that's what it is. Now we're going to need to, what does Aquarius rule? Aquarius is the landlord of the 11th house of friendships, groups, and associations that we choose to be involved with, right? But it also has to do with our goals and our dreams. So you're going to have to make some adjustments in your goals because of what's going on in having to do with your resources. Maybe you need more money. Maybe what you're looking to do isn't going to be able to support, even having to do energetically or emotionally, right? In a communicative way, even with the things that you value and love in your life. You're going to need to look at that. And then Leo has to do with everything I mentioned before about the 5th house, about your creativity. So you're going to need to really take a look at your creativity and how well is it going to serve you, what you're thinking about doing. How well is that love affair going to serve you? Do adjustments need to be made having to do with how you connect with your children? Everything that I mentioned before. This is a general reading, so it's going to be a little different for each of you, but that is a big deal. Now, so that's happening on the 3rd. Then on the 4th, we do have Mercury going into Leo. Now, that's going to be very good to incite more confident communication. However, our ears might be a little broken. So we have to be very cognizant of being more cognizant of listening. Because we're going to be less inclined to listen. We're going to be a little less inclined to listen to whatever somebody's telling us. And then on the 7th, we have Venus and the North Node going into Cancer. And this is coming off on the heels of being in conjunct with Neptune. And Neptune in Pisces, which is all about things that are illusory, really being unclear and very confusing. It's a confusing energy. I mean, it's where our dreams hang out. It's also the house of self-undoing. So it's confusing. Let's just leave it at that, right? So you're leaving this space of confusion, and then, and then you're going into Cancer, right? And then Venus is going into Cancer. Now, Venus in Cancer, it makes us very sensitive. But we're going to be feeling sensitive and a little confused. Okay, now you guys are going to be having Venus in your 3rd house of communication. So how is this going to apply to you in the daily, right? In reality? In reality, what it's going to end up creating is the situation where Venus in Cancer, okay, you're going to feel a little sensitive in that 3rd house, 3rd house communication. Yeah, so your communication is going to feel a little sensitive. You're going to be a little sensitive with how people are, what you're hearing people say. You may be a little aggressive in how you speak to people, but you're also going to feel very, which I do like, feeling very sensitive about new things that you want to learn, because the 3rd house is ruled by Gemini, the landlord, ruled by Mercury, and that's all about just learning new things, workshop, taking that, certification, opening yourself up to learning something new on the internet, right? Because that's the Mercury in the 3rd is like online communication. So anything like that, short distance travel, right? Feeling very sensitive and very sort of amorous to do all of these things. So I think it's a great energy for you to learn in. Super, super good energy to learn in. And a couple other things that I want to mention now. Now, this is very general, but specific to Taurus and Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, especially, I want to say rising. We have Mars in the 10th house. Also Sun and Moon and Venus, though. You guys are going to have Mars in your 10th house of career, and you're going to have Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in your 7th house of relationships. Now, keep in mind, these guys are still retrograde. So that means that it's going to take, first of all, a lot of revisiting to the past. There's a lot of revisiting. Okay, what does this mean? What this means, it's squaring. Okay, so Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in the 7th house of relationships and business partnerships. Okay, and these close soul connections that we have. It's not boyfriend, girlfriend kind of stuff. It's more marital or business partnership or very close where you guys have a shared soul connection kind of thing. That's going to be squaring Mars in the 10th, having to do with career. So what this means is in your 7th house, there's going to be some sort of something needs to be released. Something is some sort of outdated thinking, outdated ideas, outdated ideals, outdated methodologies, having to do with how you do relationship. And the answer is actually, it's because it's squaring with Mars in the 10th. Mars is saying, you cannot keep thinking like that anymore. You can't keep doing that. We need to find this new way. Come on, I'm Mars. I rule Aries. I'm all about a fresh path and a new perspective. I will give you whatever you need to create. Remember, Mars is the Tower in tarot. All right, so it's about this new job, approaching your work from a different perspective. It has to do with how you're dealing with your public reputation, how you're meeting work, how you're approaching your work. You need to focus your energies on that area as you release these things from your 7th house of relationships. So for those of you who are in like business relationships, you may have to update how you guys do your partnerships within your business to focus on growing that 10th house energy of career even bigger. Those of you in relationships, maybe you're in a space where you need to either maybe contribute more, or you need to change the way you're thinking about what you contribute in relationship through throwing yourself more into your work, finding a new career, making adjustments in your career, maybe leaving a career, for your relationship. The square is going to be, there's going to be tension. When we have a square, there's tension that needs addressing in both of these areas. Now, then we also have the galactic center is going to be activating the South Node in Sagittarius in your 8th house. And the 8th house is all about transformation. So guys, keeping it real. The fixed signs, you, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, you guys are going to be feeling this the strongest, particularly those of you who have it in these signs, in these fixed signs, like 8 to 16 degrees are going to be feeling it the strongest, okay? But what does this mean? Okay, the 8th house is Scorpio is the landlord, right? It's ruled by Pluto. It's about transformation, guys, but the 8th house has to do with how we show up when we blend with how we show up in relationship. It has to do with intimacy. It has to do with other people's money, our partner's money, how we show up though, as far as like our partner's money with our money, our partner's communication with our communication, our partner's intimacy with our intimacy. It has to do with our business partnership, how we show up in that way. Investments, it has to do with passive income. So it's a money thing. So, once every 19 years, there's a releasing of karma here. Okay? So, and is a releasing of any sort of outdated thinking. Something can return. So an old business partner might return. You can have an old partner return in this energy where it didn't work out so well the last go. Now, this could just be for healing. This could also just be from an emotional and mental perspective where there's a lot of nostalgia incited during this energy as well. Or they could be coming back in the 3D. But it's for healing first and foremost so that something can be released. And if it had good bones before, there can be a revisiting to it. And it can be very benefic. But so that is the energy that we have for you guys there. I did want to just, get that out. So let's get into pulling the cards. Let's go. We're going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot. Let's pull some Lenormand. We have Venus, 10th house. Scorpio. How beautiful is it when it just lines up so incredibly with the astrology, Taurus? Come on now. It's crazy. Letter. Slow communication coming in. You might be waiting for something to come in. Oh, and then we got the Birds. Okay, the hummingbird. So that could be social media, tweeting, online communication, so something coming in from online. Knowledge, the need to learn something. Okay, then we have the clouds. So this could mean a miscommunication coming in, that you think you know something but you actually don't, it putting you into the space of conflict. Let's pull one more. I've only been pulling 4, but okay, good. We have the fish. Very good. That's a very, very benefic energy. Beautiful. So I feel like it's going to be a rough go. There's going to be some wonkiness with communication and what you think you know versus what you think somebody else should know about you, or having issue with how somebody else thinks. Okay, but you know what, I mean, this doesn't surprise me, just because we do have Neptune retrograde. So there's going to be a lot of like miscommunication, you know, as Mercury enters Leo, a little ego at play. But I'm not worried about it, because I like the clouds, because with the clouds, remember, this is Lenormand, this isn't regular tarot. There's going to be conflict, but then there's the clouds going through the other side. We always want to pull another card to see what's good. And this is fruitfulness, this is healthy communication, this is abundance, this is money, this is love, this is things working out, right? Fish are a very beautiful, benefic energy in Lenormand. So that's really good. Okay, so yeah, going back to this, we had Capricorn, which is the landlord of the 10th house. And we got the 10th house, right, which has to do with career, everything that we mentioned before. And then we have Venus in there. So I like this. I like it because Venus is, you know, it softens everything. It softens everything. There's going to be a softening. So I like that, because I feel like the Venus energy is going to end up softening. That Venus going into Cancer in your 3rd house of communication. Yeah, I mean, you're going to feel sensitive. Page of Wands, one at a pop. Wow, these are like really popping here. Yes, let's pull a Celtic cross spread. Okay, and see what we get. This is only for that 1 week, guys, right? So let me see what we get. 9 of Pentacles. I always call that I Can Breathe card. 7 of Pentacles. Nice. I like that. 10 of Pentacles. Taurus, I feel like you're going to be learning something. Okay, how am I going to say this? And this is no shade on anybody. You guys know I'm a Taurus moon. It's like we think we know something that we don't know the full story. Or we think we know something and it's not that we don't, it's not that we're wrong. And I'm not just saying that. It's that we don't have all the information, and we might be jumping to conclusions. We might be trying to fill, you know, but that's the Leo energy. Because the Leo energy, just like, it's a fire energy, and we have so much fire going on. My gosh, I mean, forget it, right? Mars and Leo, and we just have all of this fire energy going on. Entering into this energy from the recent past, and the recent past is whatever that means to you. Yesterday, last week, last month, last year, whatever. The energy doesn't understand time. It's man-made. We have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is a great energy. I mean, this is you feeling very, if this has to do with relationship, very connected to somebody. Communication was excellent. You felt like you guys were on a really good path. There was just, there was like a deep soul connection here for sure. Best way I can say it. For others of you, there could have been a decision to get married, right? Because 10 of Pentacles is a marriage card. So maybe talking about getting married, there could have been an actual proposal to get married. If this has to do with work, you were feeling super connected, you were in a good space with money, right? This was in the past. Right now, the situation is we have the Page of Wands. So whenever we have a page, understand that this is a new energy, right? Not new. I didn't mean new. I meant young, right? It's young. And wands are will and motivation and this this desire to move forward. But the thing here with the Page of Wands is we may act before thinking things through completely, right? But it's being crossed by the 9 of Pentacles. So there's a strong desire to be able to just breathe already. So when I say that, what I mean is breathe within the Pentacle space. So breathe with money. Like, you're sick of watching your pennies. You're sick of taking from Peter to pay Paul. You're sick of not having what you normally have because you were at the 10 of Pentacles and now you're at the 9 of Pentacles, crossing the 9 of Pentacles with this new idea because you're like sick of not having, and you want to just have at least what you need and a little left over so that you're comfortable. This is all about you really wanting to progress forward on a new idea because you want to just feel good. Now, for those of you where this has to do with relationship, what I'm getting here is we have the Page of Wands, right? Page of Wands being crossed by the nine of Pentacles. So I feel like in your relationship, you guys are entering into this new phase, but you're being crossed by this idea of working towards having enough money so that you guys can have what you need to get married. You guys can have what you need to progress forward in the way that you really want to. But there's this understanding that there's this new cycle here. So I feel like there is this new idea. Now, for some of you where you're not in a relationship, you could have been in a great relationship in the past, right? And it ended, and you're meeting somebody new. And it being something that's worthy of growing, right? Because we have the 9 of Pentacles. It's general reading, so I'm going to try to give as many interpretations as I can. As the crowning energy, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So I like the 6 of Pentacles. You know, the 6 of Pentacles is good. It's a moon in Taurus, right? I feel Taurus is about resources. It's the second house of having what you need, right? So it's I have your back, you have my back, you know, feeling mutually supportive of each other, having to do, it can be with finances, it can certainly just simply be with mental, physical, emotional connection. If it has to do with relationship, if it has to do with a job, it could be, you could be in the space where you're like, all right, well, you know, for now, I have what I need, for now, but I really want to get it going on. See, this is a progression energy because now in the foundation, we have the 7 of Pentacles. And this is Saturn and Taurus. You're ready to do some work. And this is good. This is a good kind of work. This is, first of all, this indicates a new cycle. 7 of Pentacles is where I always say the 4 of the world and the 3 of the Trinity meet. It's like heaven and earth meeting for a beautiful new phase. Because remember, Saturn is all about, it's about restriction, it's about karma, it's about the past, but Saturn gives the biggest gifts. So what that means is whatever cycle you're starting right now is really, really good. It really is. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to feel a little not firmly grounded yet. That's okay. Stick with it. Stick with it. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a new job offer. So a new cycle within a job. Something new within your area of interest. So there's a new approach. I mean, because the Page is the young end of the court. But this is in your position, right? The Celtic cross spread. This is for you and only you. But the Page is indicates a new cycle. So this could be news coming in about a new job, the offer of a new job. You're starting a new job. He's starting, and if it's not a brand new career, it doesn't have to be a brand new career. It could just simply be a new job within the area that you're in, your area of expertise. You know, a new path, a new whatever. You could even be working for the same company, but just in a different way. But there's newness here. It has to do with a new cycle. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles as the external. Well, you look at all the pentacle energy my Taurus pentacle people have, right? I mean, that's fabulous. I love it. I love it when it syncs up like that. But so the Knight of Pentacles, yeah, I like this. This is Leo and Virgo. So this is an external energy to you. So I feel like this could be an external person coming in and offering you a job, or this could just simply be a serious fire in your belly to serious fire in your belly regarding some sort of communication that you're going to be receiving online, very specifically, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is all about that communication online as well. It has to do with communication, thinking, All right, you have such a fire in your belly, but this isn't you. This is an external energy. So it's either somebody literally offering you the job that you're starting here in the Page of Pentacles energy, quite literally, or it can be some sort of communication coming in having to do with that, if it has to do with the job. If this has to do with a relationship, the Page of Pentacles indicates you feeling very ready for a new cycle in relationship, or you being very ready for a relationship. But this is what I want to say about those of you who are in relationship already. Those of you not in relationship, this indicates you meeting somebody new. Those of you in relationship, and you guys are good, you know, you guys are fine, and you feel this new cycle, you feel the newness, you feel something, you are not going to have whatever was going on before. Even though it's a page, this is a powerful energy to get a page in. So I feel like there are going to be different rules within your connection. And I don't mean bossy rules or anything like that. It's just that you're really getting in touch with certain needs that you have. Needs. I'm not even talking about wants and desires. Needs that you have, and if they're not being met, and they may have needs that aren't being met, where you guys have this open communication. The leveling of communication is going to be happening here. That's really what I want to say, which is awesome. Which is awesome. Now, your fear is the devil. So your fear is any area that's imbalanced. So this can have to do with, if this has to do with a relationship, maybe you're afraid. Are you afraid that your person is going to cheat? Are you afraid that they're going to be unfaithful? Are you upset and nervous about the fact that maybe they're nursing an addiction? Are you really uncomfortable with any area of imbalance? Maybe egotism. Maybe you feel that they're a little greedy, or they're just not they don't show up as effectively as you do in the relationship, because it's all about the imbalance. If this has to do with a career, you could be very focused on your anxiety and maybe some depression that you're dealing with within yourself, or that you're dealing with somebody close to you, or you being concerned that maybe the work hours is just going to be really out of whack and you're going to feel insecure, you're going to be able to do it. Think about balance. Any area in your life that's not balanced, this is something that is of concern for you. Now, relating to whatever this is. So if you're understanding this as a job, then you're going to understand it as, are you nervous about working for a crazy person, like a narcissist? Are you worried that you're not going to be able to show up in the way that you need? However, it's going to resonate with you. Now, the outcome, though, and again, this is a psychological energy, but the outcome of this is Temperance, which I love, because this is the card of cooperation. It's what do you need? What do they need? What does everybody need? And we have butterflies coming out of the conversation, because this is always towards healing. But this is the need to make a decision as well. So for many of you, you may be needing to make a decision having to do with something from your past, having to do specifically with this job or relationship, is typically, or family situation. But there being communication incited about it. There is understanding that needs to be had. Yes, there needs to be understanding here. And then look at this. So we have the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the near future we have the Eight of Pentacles. I love this. Sun in Virgo. This is really great. Those of you who are starting a new job, those of you who are starting a new business, this is really great. Those of you getting into a new relationship, I like the healthiness of the progression of these energies, to be honest with you. Yeah. Sun in Virgo, I mean, come on now. Again, the sun cultivates whatever it's in, right? And Virgo is a very pragmatic energy. It's a pentacle energy. So this tells me that they'll be saving for that house. They'll be saving for that wedding, that vacation. They'll be saving for, maybe you want to get your own apartment. You want to get your own condo. You want to get your own home. You want to do something on your own. That's okay. You're going to have the job that's going to allow you to start really doing that. So I love this, because we have the Nine of Pentacles crossing. This is what you're going for. And look, in the near future, you're going to be in the Eight of Pentacles. So I like it. I really do like it. You're going to be focused, I feel like, on money and connection. Some of you on both, some of you more on connection, some of you more on money, however it plays out for you guys, okay? All right, and because I know you guys do like when I pull a couple of oracles, let me do that. And then I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards, and we're going to just say that they are oracles for career, okay? This is just a 1 week. This isn't a deep read, so let's just see what we get. Time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. Relationship. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Beautiful. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Positive stuff. Positive stuff. So I feel like it's going in a good direction for those of you in relationship. I just see a deepening of communication, a new kind of understanding. To have the Temperance as the outcome, it's just like, I just feel like the communication is just going to lead to cooperation, which is nice. Okay, let's see what we get for career for our Taurus friends. Death. I like the Death card. 6 of Coins. Nice. The Wheel of Fortune. Take the chance. Yes. Let's pull one more just for you. Queen of Coins. Beautiful. All right, good. I always like to do that with the wheel, you know. So death is a Scorpio energy. It's the ending of something and the beginning of something else. Yeah, it's a Pluto energy. So something ends, something begins. You're going to have exactly what you need. We have the 6 of Coins, whatever you're getting into. So now, if this has to do with a relationship, this could be the death, the ending of a cycle within your much longer relationship. And you guys, you know, it's the ebb and flow of relationship. You guys are entering into a new phase of your relationship. Beautiful. Some of you, you're single. You're not going to be single anymore. You're going to be meeting somebody new. Some of you, you were in a relationship. It was really toxic. It's time for it to end so that you can get into something more benefic for you. We have the 6 of Coins. It's about having each other's back. Having each other's back. Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter. It's a Jupiter energy in astrology. It's all about luck and expansion and moving forward with integrity. Really nice. So if any of you are going to be doing any sort of returning to anything, right? Just saying, you know, to anything from the past. If the bones of the situation, if it was good in the past and it's a return under, you know, a healthier guise, it's going to be blessed. If it's a job that's returning from the past, like somebody calls you up and like, oh, you know, hey, what about this idea? Or if you're just returning to the past for something, if the bones of that is, if it's a good idea and it's got, if it's got good bones, it's going to be a beautiful energy. But I see you ending up as the Queen of Coins. So, you know, so what? It's all good. Sagittarius and Capricorn, quite literally. Sagittarius is about, ruled by Jupiter, it's about moving forward with luck and expansion. Capricorn, it has to do with work. So for those of you, you know, because this was for work, so this quite literally means moving forward, right, with luck and expansion in work. So you really cannot get more positive than that as far as some wrap-up cards for career. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week for the second week read. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.